Dear all, I am really grateful. A very good evening to everyone who is listening to me and seeing me, watching me over Facebook Live. I'm really grateful to Fertile Brains and Sister Concern of Fertile Brains chime in. Then Yuvati, the main organization which is running the whole show, Fertile Brain, and the mastermind behind it, Prasanna Kumar. He's a dear brother to all of us and founder of Fertile Brains. There are two big things which, as a live poet, we need to address or discuss before giving our introduction. Let me introduce myself. Myself, Sunita Hussain, and I'm PGT English in a school, in a private school. And otherwise, also, my passion is to write blogs on happiness and basically blogging related to poetry, any article, anything. Now, why do we write poetry? I write to unwind myself. The expression keep me sane in this world basically helps me to keep going. The creative juices are the way to put together my thoughts and feelings and impressions of soul. It is the medium to say it all. Whatever stays in that vacuum, in that buffer zone. The expressions are related to my observations, situations, experiences. The subject matter is quite vast. It can be anything, like any trigger, any circumstance, any situation, observation, ill or evil, or any positive thing, any negative thing can be the trigger. When I started expressing myself, even I cannot recall when I started it all. But I know one thing for sure. When I don't write, I don't feel right. When I don't write, I don't feel right. I love to write bilingual. Definitely, Hindi is my Hindi language is is close to my heart. But being the language teacher, being PGT English, and contributing to many anthologies, editing, magazine, writing for my school, the Facebook stories, everything matter. Every word matters. But every word states what I feel from the core of my heart. To begin with, I have my first poem, which is it was written way back 4 years back. Some thoughts, random thoughts, hovering feelings, shroud thoughts, like mist churning moist, being of beings lost in reverie. Some become dew of love, reminiscing past now lost. Some occult our dreams, blurring vision every time, hitting hard heads chime. Now is the time to walk slow without keeping vision low. We are going to see all once we decide not to fall. Once we decide not to fall. Let the mist come and go. Let everyone around you. We all get shrouded with that mist. The poem focused on the mist which shrouds us. But that mist cannot let us fall. It cannot let us fall. Another poem, another poem, another recitation. It was basically a picture. As I said, now observation. It can be any picture. It can be any word. Uh, I got connected to poetry in a way, in a creative way, in a focused manner on Google. When Google was there, at that moment, there was no one to judge us. Generally, what happens that people judge us. They become they start attacking in a personal manner. They start interpreting poem, but they do not understand the in-depth layers of a poet. And a poet's heart is just like an ocean. The more you go into it, the more you can find pearls, you can find weeds, you can find an oceanic world. An oceanic world may appear very calm and composed from the outside, but inside there is a life. Just like that, I feel is a poet. So this was a picture we had with. There was a person. She was actually giving us every time some or the other peg or word. We used to write on that, and that basically made my poetry in a focused manner, energetic manner, the excitement. And we had like Saroja Di, Jayashree Roy, Prasanna. We all met over there, uh, and we had a group which helped each other to grow. Generally, what people do that they pull each other, they pull each other to bring them down. But poetry is a field. Poets are the people. They help each other. They help each other to, to escalate each other as a team, as a person. It's the togetherness of the poets. They are very sensitive by heart. Poets are very empathetic by heart, and their world is a unique world which makes them above all apart. So this was a trigger. Basically, it was a castle. Once I asked the castle like this: how many stories are buried alive in the shadow of being white? It was a white one. Unbelievable prompt. I visualized myself as if I was asking that castle. Unbelievable prompt came the reply. I witnessed sagas of love and deceit. My corridors carry conspiracies, undefined and mystified. Lovers of throne, power, and might created their centuries innumerable times. So continued, and lovers being trampled, too silent, peace engulfed in flames of strife, still standing tall despite all. People marvel at splendor above all. People marvel at splendor above all. This was written way back on 24th July 2011. Now, you know, some picture is a trigger, some words are a trigger, sometimes a thought, a feeling, an idea can be a trigger. So, next poem in the category for the recitation is Heart a Wall. Like I said previously, that a poet's heart is like an ocean. It contains n number of things. It may look calm, cool, composed from the outside, but inside there can be n number of activities going on. There can be n number of thoughts, feelings going on. So there can be innumerable things which we may not share. So we share through words. So such was one such poem. Uh, some connection stay wrapped in walls of hearts. Silent lips speak of love, heart by heart. No cries, no anguish, no pain, just unspoken love of unspoken. Just unspoken love of unspoken. If I do not know how many people are bilingual over here or who can get. Now, whenever another thing which triggers me a lot is whenever I see jealousy, whenever I see people compete with each other, that cutthroat competition is there, possessiveness is there, that you know actions which are full of ownership are there, that actually makes my heart cry. So in 2019, I wrote this mad hunt of ownership. Who decides what is need, what is greed? Who decides? Obviously, our heart decides what is need, what is greed. Many never listen to need, work just religiously for greed. After all, everything in the name of righteousness is greed. Killing in any name is greed. Disrespecting feelings, respect given, manhandle, all is just greed. Sometimes, people unintentionally hurt you out of their greed because they want uh, their things to be, they feel that they are right, whatever they feel is right, whatever they do is right, whatever feeling they have is they are having is right. So that is killing of your thoughts, killing of the respect given by you, killing of feelings given by you. It is not killing in the sense physical killing, it can be mental, it can be emotional. Killing in any name is greed. Disrespecting feelings, respect given, manhandled, all is just greed. Somewhere, thinking supersedes innocence and latest feeling. Every feeling maimed in sphere of ownership. This is all ownership. When you want to own everything, you don't want to be a giver. Owners are themselves short shelled, forgotten fact in all the glory to own. Political strategies are made to gain. People keep on thinking followers are made to fame within a larger aim to tame. Some people, they just want to tame others. They forget that love, respect, it's all mutual. With the larger aim to tame, many times only with tautology, but with no real ideology. With no real ideology. So, as I told, that subject matter is too vast. It's not quantitative, rather qualitative. If something is not hitting me to the core, then I can't write. Actually, no poet can write. This was a time, the expressions during lockdown when all around frontliners were fighting hard to save. When people were fighting hard to save lives, at that moment, gratitude for frontliner was there. Tears welled up at sight to see sounds might when we all were banging, maybe plates, maybe clappings were there. Gratitude ran at every height, every soul learned by its side. Children took out their toys, mothers held out plate and spoon whenever my back transferred. When even my back transferred to clapping surface, community coming to aid, showing solidarity to Savior. When positivity hung in air, it was indeed great. Gratitude is gratitude is great. So when we are not grateful, basically we have all the issues to manage ourselves, the issues to manage the things around us. Now, there are some issues which are very close to my heart, like Mother Earth, environment, personal environment, environment itself, environment around, and environment in the nation. Means it can be in the physical form, emotional, or um, degeneration, whatever is going on. When we need to realize that the role of a person is not to there are some very personal feelings which are shared through the words in black and white. One such as there way back I wrote it, which actually gives the edge to the emotional balance. So one such poem I'm going to recite. When heart goes wayward, unaccepting the ways of world, and it keeps on crossing wishing paths, to be happy in youth, to be the wild spirited deer, bells tinkling the strings of feelings, when wishes ruled the immature heart. No logic could understand. How could the fairy tales be untrue? I still believe in magic, still waiting the tinkling bells, the hope, rejoicing in every moment of time. This was basically written in 2017. As I told you earlier, that in life, if we are not grateful, we cannot survive. To be grateful is the basis of life. This one is dedicated to my lifelines, my children. Flowing love in their hearts like clear rill. Their scent of innocence keep me filled. Their scent of innocence keeps me filled. No harshness of life can ever invade. Their happiness is my permanent shade. Their happiness is my permanent shade. Tender touch of pecks makes my day. Their everyday care disappears blues away. Their everyday care disappears blues away. A log. This was on Google. There was a pic. There was a log. Not the part of the tree now. No life, and it was a trigger. It was a trigger for all the poets on Google Plus to write it down on the poetic group. Even in that, for a short while, I worked as a moderator, selecting the poem of the day, poet of the week, moderating in the sense that going through most of the poems. A log. It was written on 15th October 2017. Awaiting to be chiseled means what can be the feelings of an onlooker or of a log, awaiting to be chiseled, to be given a new form, separated from roots on promise of new life. Endlessly for years and years, the scrappings awaited promised escalated word. Sometimes it happens that the wood is separated from the tree, waits for years and years to be dried so that it can be fit or the perfect one to be chiseled. Same way, we wait for our destiny. Basically, this can be the feeling of the onlooker. We wait for years and years for the right time to be chiseled, to be escalated to the worth which we deserve. So I loved that pic. Basically, when I'm reciting this poem, I'm able to visualize that pic once again. Although I don't have it now, but I can visualize it. That what were my feelings, what were my thoughts when I looked at that picture as a trigger. We used to have words, line, or picture as a trigger, and that helped that helped all of us to grow, that helped all of us to grow as a poet, as a writer. Uh, and we learned a lot in that process. Awaiting to be chiseled, to be given a new form, separated from roots on promise of new life. Endlessly for years and years, here my feelings were also related to a girl who gets separated from her roots, and she goes to a different house. She's not being accepted. She waits there for her worth to be noticed, to be acknowledged. Endlessly for years and years, the scrappings awaited promised, escalated worth. Wait and wait till moment now, me, what it meant to be. What it meant to be, what it desired or deserved meant to be. Then there was a line, now or never. Shall we dance to the song of love, or to be in our nest just like a dove? The sound of change calling loud, turning point, trying, telling us how to be proud, or just we just want to be the crowd. Sometimes we accept the way the things are, the way the people are doing, their ideology, their way, uh, although we feel different, but yet we accept. So, trying, telling us how to be proud, or we just want to be the crowd. Decide now or never to join Tinseltown, or be the puppet of others, or the clown, or the clown. Means we can be the puppet in the hands of a few, or you know, silence plays a big role. And when you are silent from outside, inside lots of words go on, and you scribble them on the paper. Such one poem, way back it was written, never ever spoken, yet all the time there. Shh, never ever spoken, yet all the time there. Words were never meant to be heard, yet always there for her to hear. And sometimes we just become the listener and not the speaker, although we want to speak a lot, we want to express a lot, yet we prefer to be silent. How does she feel? What does she need? Never meant to be heard. She had to hear. Sure. In different versions. In different versions. People interrupt our silence even. Silence can speak in different words, different languages. So this is what I meant. Never same again. As now doesn't hear with ears, her heart, her ears. She sees through the different and the silent, unspoken words. The silent, unspoken words. Same silent words. When we don't want silent to be there, but still we have to follow. Silent words got etched. Silent word is the title of the poem. Silent words got etched with shaken hands, letters left in each other's hands. Letters left in each other's hands. Touch meant to touch heart, to convey what it meant all. Actions speak beyond words. Hopping happiness hinted how it was. Sometimes the happiness jumps through our actions, through our words. Shared stars spoke with silent smiles. Letters left each other's hearts for a while. When you communicate, when you commune, and you don't feel like communicated. You don't feel like using words. And sometimes in the wilderness of my thoughts, I write about different things. And there is a We started at night and when at 9 and we are left with 5 minutes. I will just, as I told you earlier, that I have multitude of uh, topics, triggers on which all the poets generally write down, scribble. They can even scribble on a small piece of paper, a bit of paper, or even on their hand at times, that they will jot it down later in their diary, and sometimes that later doesn't come, and we wash our hands and then the thoughts evaporate with that washed hands and evaporated water. It happens with all of it. But most of the things, when jotted down, convey how we feel. Um, some people love to put it on others, pour it on others. They do not understand what goes on in their heart, they just pour it. And colors, they put different colors, their colors of hatred, jealousy, greed on others. He illustrated his story of abuse on the canvas of her skin. She bore barely scar, bravely, she bore, sorry, she bore bravely scars as colors like a warrior. His unending insecurities, unrequited love, more she tolerated, more intense the colors. Colors can be vivid, different hues, and it can have the shade of darkness also. Love had just blue and crimson bites every time the skin was canvas, and the scars, the colors, somewhere deeper beneath skin, left her panic stricken and anxiety ridden. Tolerance, her strength or her weakness. Tolerance, her strength or her weakness. This is a big question, basically, that whether the tolerance can be a weakness or a strength. Maybe this can be the last one for this live show on Facebook. I'm really grateful from the core of my heart to all the people who might be watching it, and to Facebook, above all to Prasanna for giving me this chance to recite my poems. Really, it is it is a great feeling when you can share with the world what you feel, what you write, your expressions and impressions. This was the hunter's moon. We generally get hunter's moon with reddish color, hunter's moon, very vibrant, dark. I was not knowing about it before Google Plus. Thanks to Google Plus, really, Facebook also, to get to know n number of things, to have access to n number of um, avenues, arenas, knowledge areas. In the dead silence of hunter's moon, in the dead silence of night, beneath the hunter's moon, I called your name. No one heard it except my heart. I searched for you like oases in desert. Turned out to be looking for mirage. My waiting sand dunes wished for sea. This is the paradox I played, means sea and desert. Sand dunes you can find in the desert, and when in the desert you wish for the sea. To indwell in every grain of mine, holding in the arms of water curling all around me. Sometimes we are in a void, devoid of the things which we feel like. And then you envisage or imagine curling all around me, droplets caressing every fold of granular from infusing the nectar of loving life. Maybe next time I will have, I will request for the separate Hindi poetry session or Hindi recitation, because that is having a completely different flavor of life. And before I we wind up this Facebook live, a big big thanks to everyone who encouraged me, motivated me, loved me, whatever I wrote, for on uh, respected without being judgmental for what I am and whatever my writings are. A big thanks to everyone. And really grateful from the core of my heart. Thanks a lot. I think this is the time for all of us to wind up. Thanks.